Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an 80s themed Stranger Things kind of makeup look. The reason why I say Stranger Things because this obviously isn't an 11 look with no blood running out of her nose, but they are doing Stranger Things in the 80s this year, and in the shirts, in the hair, I mean you can see it everywhere. That rhymed. So I wanted to do a kind of like simple 80s look just because they are kids. They're not going to be wearing, super crazy makeup. So I did want to try some different styles out, try some different, techniques, things like that, and try to do, a fun 80s look. I did find this little shirt at Goodwill and I was very excited for it. I went ahead and made my hair super fluffy, which isn't that hard to do with my hair. So, and then I went ahead and played with some makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look, and I hope you guys have so much fun watching the new season, just like I will. I'm going to be binging it all Wednesday night, well, Thursday morning, until I finish it. So, happy watching. Alright, so starting out, I've already primed and washed my face and done all that good stuff, so I can go ahead and get started by just going in with my foundation. Whenever I was doing some research on 80s trends, some different styles, and how they did their makeup back in the day, anyways, how the trends were back then, it was saying that when people would wear their foundation, it would be a couple of shades lighter almost. I guess fair skin was poppin'. So I do have two foundations that I'm going to mix together today and just go ahead and put on, and hopefully it looks a little bit lighter. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to apply it with my beauty sponge. I'm using the Eco Tools one, and that way it just presses everything in because I'm not really going to set with anything else after that. So. Now that I went ahead and put my foundation on, it definitely gave me some fair skin. I'm a couple shades lighter. I went ahead and just blended it down underneath my chin a little bit because my neck is sort of fair compared to the rest of my body. And then now I'm going to go ahead and just do my eyebrows real quick. I want to do this before I start doing any powder because 80s had fluffy brows from everything that I was looking at online, and I don't normally do fluffy brows, so if I mess up I want to be able to fix it without messing up too much. So I'm going to go ahead and try to make some fluffy brows now. I'm going to be using my normal brow powder, and then I'm going to be going in with a brow gel after that to try and fluff it up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's about as fluffy as it's going to get for me. Who knew fluffy brows would be so hard? But now I'm going to be going in with some blush. That was another huge trend that I continued to see over and over when I was doing my research, was they didn't really use bronzer or contouring or many things like that. It was more so they would use blush for everything. I mean, blush was up here in their temple area. It was all over their cheeks. Very rosy, very bright. So I'm going to be going in with two different blushes. One's pretty rosy and then one's a little bit more pinky. And I'm going to be using those two, and I'm going to be putting it on my cheeks. I might be moving it up on my temple area depending on how I feel. And yeah. to my eyes. I know whenever people think of 80s, they think of blue eyeshadow, shimmery, colorful, not very blended, things like that. But since I'm kind of going with this Stranger Things kind of vibe as well, whenever I was looking at the pictures of like the makeup that they would be using on the kids and Nancy, it wasn't that dramatic. Nancy's really the one that's of age to be using makeup at that point in time. The rest of them are still kind of little. So whenever I was looking at the few pictures they did upload of Nancy, it didn't look like she had like super bright, crazy colors. But I am going to be using a slight purple lavender color just to go with the crazy nonsense of my t-shirt, and I'm going to be using that on my lid, and I'm probably going to be using a black liner and kind of smudge it out because it looked like Nancy had some like black smudged liner. There was one picture where it just seemed like there's no way her lashes were that thick, and then there was also one scene where she was like crying and it was like all over her face. So just from those few pictures, I'm going to go kind of with that vibe, still 80s-ish with the purple shimmer eyeliner, and then I'm going to do some lashes, not lashes, but like mascara. I'm going to try to build it up to get it as like black, as thick, and as like bold as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Also, with my eyeshadow, it came with this little sponge applicator, and I'm getting 80s vibes from it, so I'm just going to put my eyeshadow on with my sponge applicator and probably a little bit of my finger, just to, you know, bring in the vibes. With my purple eyeshadow done, I am now going to move on to my lips. I'm going to be using a pretty bright, like, Colourpop Lippie, and I'm going to kind of just diffuse it out with my fingertip just because I think it is a little bit too bright. And then after that, I'm going to go in with the gloss over top of it that has a little bit of a sheen to it, just because who doesn't love gloss in the 80s? And who doesn't love a bright lip? So, I'm going to do that. Alright, you guys, I actually think this finishes up my 80s look, also hinting back at Stranger Things. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was really fun to play with some different makeup, some different styles that I probably wouldn't normally use. I'm really excited about this season, and I hope you guys can watch this in between your binge watching of the new season. Thank you for watching.